So 2 of our quarterfinals completed, and next up is women's doubles. Following that we'll have women's singles, and then last of all this afternoon, men's singles, featuring the current world number 1, the 2-time champion, defending champion Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, up against home favourite Kenichi Tago of Japan. Well, of course, our next match is women's doubles, and Jung Eun and Kim Min-jung, who have been struggling with injury of late, up against the home players of Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa. Well, the Japanese involved in 2 of our next 3 matches, and it's worth noting that despite this being the 30th staging of the Yonex Japan Open, Japan has never won a title here at their home tournament. Could it be that Fujii and Kakiiwa break that run and that disappointment for the host nation? Well, certainly got the capabilities. They reached the final of the All England Championships earlier this year. Lost out to Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang in that final. So the moment has come for Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa, the number 3 seeds from Japan, to take on the Koreans in this quarterfinal. Jung Eun and Kim Min-jung in the quarterfinal, the number 7 seeds. Well, they're being announced onto court, and as with the mixed doubles pair from Japan, I can tell you that there'll be huge support for Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa, and rightly so. Playing at home as an athlete is always exceptionally special. Home support, home environment spurs you on to even bigger and better things. And that's certainly what the crowd here at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium will be hoping. Well, as they come onto court, let me bring you right up to date with what else is happening. Liu Xin from China has disposed of Tai Su Ying of Taipei in the women's singles in 2 straight games, and in the mixed doubles, the world champions Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei have beaten their teammates and winners from last week, Zhu Chen and Ma Jin, once again in 2 straight games. So you're right up to date with all the action. Quarterfinals day here at the Yonex Japan Open 2011. Well, it's interesting that the Koreans won the toss. The Koreans, the number 7 seeds, of course, and they have chosen to serve. Now, that always confuses me, now that you can score a point regardless of whether you're serving or not, because inevitably there is a difference in ends in every arena, and therefore I can't understand why, when you win the toss, you don't choose the end you would either prefer to start or finish. But there we go, each to their own. So the number 7 seeds from Korea, Jung Eun and Kim Min-jung, there they are, world ranking at 6 at the moment, number 7 seeds, and their win-loss record for the year translates into 3 titles: the Swiss Grand Prix Gold, the US Grand Prix event, and also 2 weeks ago in Taipei. Now, last week, though, in their first match, which was actually a second round match, they had to retire in the opening game when they were 10-7 up against their teammates. So Obviously injury problems. Now look at their match yesterday against the World Championship bronze medalists Dwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponnappa of India. What a thriller it was. They were 16-20 down in that deciding game. They saved 5 match points before, as you can see, winning it 24-22 in the decider. It really was an absolute thriller. Well, their opponents, Mizuki Fujii, 23 years of age, Reika Kakiiwa, a year younger, 22. And they're seeded 3, as I say, and their world ranking has actually dropped 1 place from last week. They're down to number 4 in the world ranking. And their win-loss record for the year, very healthy indeed. But they've only won 1 title, and that was the German Grand Prix. But who did they beat in the final? You're right. Their opponents of today. So they've already registered a win against Ha and Kim. Well, the Japanese number 3 seeds, they had their problems yesterday as well. An hour and 16 minutes, you see, for their second round match against Augustin and Maheswari of Indonesia. 9-14 down they were in that deciding game before pulling themselves together and coming back 21-18. As I say, it was a marathon match. So both these pairs, sure, will have had massages yesterday and perhaps earlier today as well. Get rid of the lactic acid and fatigue from the legs. And both of them very, very tough second round matches.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my left, Jun, Jung, Korea. And on my left, Fujii, Mizuki, Kakiiwa, Reika, Japan. Jung to serve to Fujii, Mizuki. Double, right?
So the number 7 seeds from Korea, Ha Jung Eun and Kim Min-jung, nearest to us. And I can tell you that 99% of the fans here in Tokyo will be hoping that the number 3 seeds, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa, far side of the court, will be hoping that they can become first ever home players to win a title here at the Yonex Japan Open. It's a long way to go. This is only quarter-final, remember. This the 5th meeting between these 2 pairs, and of the previous 4, honours are shared. But the last time they met was in the semi-final of the Singapore Super Series event, and it was the Koreans that won on that occasion.
Samsung, 1-all.
Well, I think we can expect to see some more long, hard-fought rallies like that. Both these pairs have incredible defensive games. And therefore we'll see long, extended rallies. Jun Eun, 24-year-old serving. Serving into the net.
Samsung, 2-all.
Oh, it's landed in.
4-2.
Well, the Japanese pair, prior to this year, had never been beyond the second round of this Japan Open. 3 times, in fact, they've lost in the second round, but here they are in the quarterfinal. Fujii went to school with the darling of Japanese table tennis, Ai Fukuhara. Yes, a very, very good start by the Japanese combination. Good rally. Saw the gap.
7-2.
Reika Kakiiwa driving the shuttle into the open space and immediately moving forward. Had it come back, she was ready for the return. Opened up a 5-point cushion now. Well wide. And it is Jung. There she is. She's the one that's had the real injury problems. In fact, she missed the World Championship. She was in hospital because of a hip problem. That's a good rally. It's absolutely superb, greeted with almost silence from the crowd, because of course they won't be happy that the Japanese, having played so well throughout the entirety of the rally until those last 2 shots, point going to the Koreans. Well, they've won 5 titles together of these 2 Koreans, but never a Super Series title. That's surprising. Landed on the line. Of course, I should elaborate on that a little bit, because last year both the Korean players were playing with different partners. Jun Eun was playing with Jun Eun, and they reached the quarterfinal. Kim was playing with Jung. Jung, of course, the Olympic champion in mixed doubles, but now retired. That's well worked by the Koreans.
Service up. 4-9.
rally. That's gone wide. Losing patience in the end.
Service
Jung.
10-4.
It's only a couple of years ago, it was the start of 2009, that Fujii and Kakiiwa started really playing regularly on the tour together.
Oh,
That's phenomenal. What a
11-4
shot.
interval.
7-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Japanese pair, the number 3 seeds against the number 7 seeds. Well, this final smash from Reika Kakiiwa. How on earth did she produce that angle? That was a real moment of magic.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach.
The Korean coach, Kim Moon-soo, who along with Park Ji-bong won the Olympic men's doubles title and the world title. One's now coaching the Japanese team.
11-4.
Kim is obviously still in Korea coaching the Koreans. They're former men's doubles partners in charge of 2 different countries playing against each other. It was an interesting scenario. Good judgment, lets it drop long.
Service 5-11.
Well, I'm quite surprised that both these pairs are really so willing to extend the rallies and keep the rallies going, considering they both had those marathon matches yesterday. Oh, incredible angle. That's wonderful. Nice shot from Kim Min-jung. There's Kim Moon-soo. Phenomenal player, left-hander. Well, since the mid-game interval, I think the Koreans have taken a lot more initiative. Said to themselves, come on, instead of just defending, we've got to create some opportunities. And they're doing precisely that. Short. Yeah, got what it deserved from Ha Jung-eun.
8-11.
No, All 4 points since the mid-game interval have gone in favour of this Korean pair. It's well wide.
9, 11.
First point since the mid-game interval in favour of the Japanese pair.
12, 9.
And they needed to stop that run. The next couple of rallies, though, will be absolutely crucial. Yeah, I think the players are sensing it too. There's a real intensity. And that's what I'd love to see the Japanese pair doing more of in general terms. International in Vienna in 2009. And I was very impressed with them then. Lost out to a young Chinese pair called Qing Shu and Zhao Yunlei, who of course went on to become the world #1 ranked pair at one stage. Directing an awful lot of their attacking play on Kakiiwa. That's clever. Yeah, didn't capitalise on it though. What a rally.
Oh, wonderful. Service zone. 2-5.
Well, I can assure you that final shot was a lot more awkward because the shuttle had actually dropped below net height, and yet she still had the awareness of where her opponent was on court. Just guided into the open space. Lovely play from all four players, but especially from Mizuki Fujii. Oh, what a waste after such a good rally. And an error on serve. Oh, that's nice. This comes down to mental toughness. A refusal to give in. And in the end, patience lost from Jung. Yeah, she's the one that's been out with injury problems. And I wonder if just struggling a little with match fitness. Certainly still being encouraged by her partner. Yeah, well worked, the opening.
7-3.
That was the angle that cross-court shot. This one, that's what did the damage. But look at the movement of Ha. She'd immediately adjusted her position at the front of the court so she could try and anticipate the next one. that's wild.
9-3.
6-point advantage now to the Koreans. That's a waste. Didn't try and attack the low serve, just wanted to lift it and lifted long. Well long.
Service serve. 4-10. Service serve. 11-4 interval.
Yes, a 7-point advantage. It's exactly the margin that we had at the mid-game interval of game number 1, but in total contrast to the opening game. Here in game 2, the 7-point advantage is with the Koreans.
Court 20 seconds.
Well, I think he's definitely saying something about the mid-court area in the front.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach.
Try and pounce on the little half-court shots or keep their bases further forward when they are defending. It's an upward task from here for these Japanese players.
11-4. Break.
What a contrast. As soon as the Japanese players started hitting the shuttle in a downward direction, it paid dividends. It was a mishit from Fujii. Invited the winning shot from Kim. That's the mishit. What an angle. Goodness me, how did she create that? That is absolutely superb. Good placement on the smash that time though from Mizuki Fujii.
6-13.
They're struggling defensively when they're lifting from this near side of the court as we look down. The Japanese pair a couple of times have lifted long.
7.
Well, very much looking at the moment as if we may be treated to a third and deciding game. 8-point advantage for Ha and Kim.
Seven.
Wonderful anticipation. Racket up, ready to intercept.
Service throw. 8-16. Service throw. 17-8.
Well, broken racket as far as Fujii is concerned. Clash of rackets and the frame broke. So just 3 points away now from the third game. Well, it was a real opportunity. Still had the luck of the net cord there from Kim. Rally. Good fighting spirit by the Japanese pair. It would have been awfully easy and this far down in the second game to just let the game go. But fighting all the way. No, that's a very clever smash. Saw that Mizuki Fujii was waiting, committed to a forehand defence, therefore aimed towards her left hip. And therefore made it so awkward. 11 game points now to the Koreans. Oh, clever. Yeah, it was the change of pace from Jung Eun that did all the damage.
Second game won by Jun Eun, Kim Jun, 21-9.
21-9.
One game all.
Confirms the umpire. We've got 38 minutes of play, and it's one game all. was the one that did the damage. Super shot from Ha.
앞에 서비스하고 튀어나오고 여기에서 많이 넣어져. 중간에 가운데로 뒤에 엔드라인 한번더 넣으면 강에 뗄 필요 없어. 급하게 급하게 좀 만들어주면 돼. 우리 하나 하고 몸쪽으로 드라이브 치면 안 돼. 몸쪽으로 드라이브 치면 돼. 그 공간 보고 툭툭 빼주면 된단 말이야. 그리고 밀린다 싶으면은 대각을 높이 올리고, 그리고 다시 자리 잡고 그렇게 해야 된다. 그리고 이제 이번에는 짧은 거 공격 같이 섞어서 보고, 타이밍도 잘 보고, 딱 하면 돼.
Well, both sets of coaches are really working hard with their players, but it's interesting that the Japanese coaches are working for a little longer, trying to
20 seconds.
enthuse and encourage, talk tactics with Fujii and Kakiiwa.
Final game. Level. Break.
Oh, I thought that was going wide. That's certainly gone long.
1. Love.
Well, maybe not so certain, but it was a good call. It was long. So too was that. Quite noticeable, the first two rallies. Koreans have been absolutely determined to try and hit the shuttle downwards, keep on the attack. And in contrast, the Japanese pair, look, just lifting. Another lift. That's more like it. As good as their defensive play is, and there's no doubt about that, as far as Fujii and Kakiiwa are concerned, there's a sort of sense of inevitability when their opponents are attacking and more attack and more attack, and they're getting closer and closer to the net. You feel eventually their defensive play is going to get broken down. Well, this is a good start by the Koreans. Oh, what a shot, my goodness me. A good low serve, it was a brilliant return, tight spinning net shot, but take a look at this, just brushes that, controls it down into the open space. Absolutely wonderful. Goodness, how did you get that back? This is brilliant. Unbelievable. Best rally of the match so far. All four players playing so well. build on that momentum, the home players, if they want to please the home supporters. Well, a little bit of a dispute as to whether the shuttle should be changed or not. Umpire making the decision. Oh, that's good. Such a good shot. Virtually no backswing of the racket from Kim Jung. Yeah, just seemed to clip round the head there and just generated the power. Perfect placement too. A tired looking shot.
3-6.
And the little squeal of delight, the extra involvement of the crowd, and all of a sudden the dream looks possible once again.
Service 7-4.
That's a good serve. Yeah. Hunting the third shot serve return, third shot in doubles, so important. It's just 1 point in it. Yeah, it's back level.
7-all.
Good rotational play from the Koreans. One hitting from the back of the court, moving forward. The other one coming out to cover the back of the court. Oh, that's brilliant. Reika Kakiiwa suddenly getting more and more involved, hunting the shuttle at the nets. dear.
9, 8.
Right, look at that great placement on the smash from Jun Eun. And talking of good placement of the smash, that one from Fujii was perfect too. Could see that Ha, very, very committed, looked to her backhand defence, therefore just hitting the shuttle towards her forehand side. And yet she was still trying to defend backhand. That's why she made the error. 1 game all, 9 all in the decider. This is such an important point. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh. Well, there was a defensive shot there from the Koreans. Well, I thought the rally was all over. I thought the crowd were beginning to celebrate, but back it came. Doubles. 50 minutes of play already. Well, psychologically, it's so important to have the lead as the players change ends in the deciding game. Of course, there'll only be 1 point in it. Whoever wins this next rally will have that advantage. Now the advantage is with the Koreans.
Service 11-10 interval. Change end.
Now umpire invites the players to change ends in this deciding game. And I can't help but think, obviously with the psychological advantage of being in the lead, and the Koreans will be saying to themselves, well, we played better from that far side of the court. That's the end where we won.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach.
Looked as if there was very positive encouragement there from Kim Min-moo-soo. So 1 game all.
Okay.
Change of ends
11,
in the decider.
10,
And just 1 point in it. Well, positive on defence there from Kakiiwa. And it does make such a difference. You can't go through a match where you only attack. You're going to have to defend at times, but if you can drive the shuttle back or turn it, instead of just lift, you've got to try and create something a little different. And she did on that occasion very well indeed. got the net player involved.
11.
Now, the 2 points since the mid-game interval have both gone in favour of the number 3 seeds from Japan, and therefore they get their noses in front. First time in this deciding game that they've been in the lead.
Samsung 12 all.
Well, these two Koreans used to play together. In fact, from 2007 to 2009, 3 years, reached number 2 in the world ranking. And then pairings were swapped round.
Samsung 13
And now
12.
with the retirement of Lee Ho-jung, the Koreans back together again. And back looking a threat. Yeah, good pressure play from Jun Eun,
Samsung 13 all.
gradually making her way forward to the net. Oh, that's clever. Yeah. The little hold and flick from Mizuki Fujii is what really did the damage, but it was finished off well by Kakiiwa. Oh, what a thrilling contest. Unbelievable.
15
Not only technically the skill to play that kill, because the block from the Koreans was pretty nigh on perfect, but also the courage from Kakiiwa to really go for it. You have to admire that. Oh, she went for it again. Oh, it's gone wide.
Samsung
So
14
near and yet so
15.
far. New racket required. Just testing out the new racket, Kim. Very much courtesy amongst the players. So just 1 point the deficit. 14-15. That's good play. And Reika Kakiiwa at these crucial stages here in the deciding game has absolutely come alive, taking chances, and she's making those chances count. Great courage. Oh, it's drifted wide.
Samsung 15-16.
It was Kakiiwa once again that made the difference.
17-15.
Really rushing the nets, looking for the opportunity to really pile on the pressure. And the number 3 seeds now have a 2-point cushion. 17-15. Oh, that's going wide.
Service 16-17.
Well, the flick serve from half of Fujii was equal to it. Exactly an hour this match has been in progress. And still just 2 points separate them. To their resolve with the Japanese pair. Didn't all have to be hard attack as long as they were hitting the shuttle in a downward direction. And now just 2 points away from a place in the semi-final. That's nice. Oh, it's gone long. Jun Eun trying to intercept, but in doing so makes the error. And now it is 4 match points to the number 3 seeds from Japan. That's clever. They've done it! What a remarkable performance from the number 3 seeds, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa, down at the mid-game interval. Only 1 point in it as they changed ends, and I thought that the psychology of them finishing the worst end as far as they were concerned, having won from the far side of the court. But what courage, what great tactics from Fujii and Kakiiwa, coming through in the end to secure their semi-final berth in 3 games, 21-12, 9-21, 21-16 in the deciding game, and I make that 1 hour and 3 minutes. What tremendous women's doubles. This, the final rally, the moment of victory, the realization that they will be playing in their first ever semi-final at the Japan Open. And I can tell you, it's a possibility it will be an all-Japanese semi-final. The delight for the number 3 seeds, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa. And the crowd show their appreciation. There is confirmation of the score, 21-12, 9-21, 21-16 in the decider in an hour and 3 minutes. Well, relief and happiness, I guess, as far as Fujii and Kakiiwa are concerned. My goodness, after they won that opening game so convincingly and then, well, really weren't in the second game, which they lost 9-21. But my goodness, there was some great rallies in that quarter-final.